Dink, 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 dink. Welcome to the Jenna Julien Podcast. We're going to high five over you. We're going to high five over you 10 times. Yes. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome back to the Jenna Julien Podcast. This week with our lovely guest, the Debbie Machine.
Yay! The living legend herself, my mother, Deborah Morey, in the flesh. Welcome to the Dink Stream.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Dink fam.
Dink fam missed you a lot.
First time that she's been in this room since we've upgraded it.
It's so cool in here.
We're not in this room. Where are we? You tell us where we are this week. France?
Yeah, we're going to Paris.
We're in France. We're not in this room. As you can see behind us, we're in France. This week's episode is brought to you by Headspace. Guys, get on your way to a more stress-free lifestyle with Headspace. You can go to headspace.com/Jenna Julien, download the free app, try the Take 10 challenge. It's 10 days of guided meditation for free right from your smartphone. So check that out. Links are also in the description.
Thank you, Headspace.
Thank you, Headspace, for
Thank you,
sponsoring
Headspace.
us and believing in us.
Thanks for believing in us. We believe in you.
And they're cool people.
They are cool peeps. Which is interesting. See, we wanted to talk a little bit about that, why you know that they're cool people, because you've said on your end and on our end, but on your end, people have asked you, how does the podcast work? How do you do the podcast? So for those who don't know, Debbie is part of the podcast family. Like, she legit helps it keep running on a day-to-day basis. She works for the podcast. She's the one making sure all the sponsors are in order and we're happy and you're happy. But for someone who says, maybe, how does a podcast get started? What are all the moving pieces that you would at least take part in this one? What are they? I mean, there's the actual podcast itself, right? And then there's broadcasting it to wherever you're going to go, YouTube, SoundCloud. A lot of podcasts go a lot of different places.
iTunes, Stitcher, right.
Yes, there's a lot of apps and stuff. We'll play some games later. I just wanted to address this because I feel like it's kind of interesting for those people who are curious. Debbie does. So what is it? What is kind of your workload?
I think the thing that people are asking about is how do you monetize it? How do you make money out of it?
For sure.
And so the thing that Julien and Jenna do that's different than other podcasts is they have a YouTube following. And so a lot of podcasters are just radio people.
Yeah.
And so they make this podcast a sort of on-demand radio if you're kind of old-fashioned like me. So the good thing about what you guys do is you do this YouTube video, which if somebody's watching, then they can see your faces and see, the stuff that happens, which is fun. And then the audio part is fine too. I actually listen to the podcast when I'm not in it, which are the best ones, obviously, because I'm in them.
False.
But I listen to those when I walk the dog, so I just listen to the audio podcast. But so how do you monetize it?
Yeah,
so you have the pre-production, you have the production of it, then you have the post-production, which means getting it wrapped up and all the links and everything and sending it out. So then how do you monetize it? Well, in our case, it was easy to sell these guys because they both already had YouTube followings. But when we went out, we basically said, okay, look, they've done a bunch of podcasts. So I think by the time we started selling sponsorships, you guys already had done maybe 15 or 20. Mm-hmm. And you showed that you were willing to put the work in every single week. And I think this is one thing that people don't understand. That a podcast is great, but you need all these things you need to do regularly.
Yeah,
you can't just do it once a month or something and go, well, how come I'm not making any money?
Yeah.
That's one thing. And then the second thing is, to demonstrate that you're willing to, do a little of the social part of it. So tell people set up a Twitter account and things like that. Yeah. So then we went to the sponsors. They're like, oh, you're already getting this many views. You already have this many people that are following you. Yeah. You've already demonstrated that you can, interview guests. You can do all these things. And so then it was just a matter of going to, like, for instance, there's a place called Midroll, Midroll, and they are the ones you can sign up for them. Anybody can sign up. You can come and then you can see if they'll get sponsors for your show. Mm-hmm. And so there's lots of advertisers there, and they connect to shows that have different kinds of demographics. So that's, just a hint in case somebody wants to get started and they want to see how you might go. That's it.
There are amazing tools just like that for those of you who are doing the work, who are like every week in and week out doing a podcast. When you're looking for things like that, that's a great source. Like Midroll is awesome. I feel like you could talk for a long time about all the stuff you do, so we won't take up the whole podcast with that.
It's interesting,
but it's very interesting.
Well, because I've found, at least with a lot of YouTube, anything that I'm thinking in terms of my whatever, I'm thinking super inside baseball, and people are not interested in it. It's just no thank you, don't care. But with the podcast, especially after when we talked about the Fine Brothers and some of that stuff, networks, there are genuinely a lot of other YouTubers or other people on the internet that want to know about how things work. So I think it's interesting to have you talk about it and have us talk about it, because there are probably a lot more people than you think that are looking right now to just get a little bit of advice or how it started. I mean, we can speak from our end how we started the podcast, and then we can talk about how it happens as a whole at this point. But when we started it, it was just something to do. Julian comes from a background where he used to interview a lot of people. He's really good at it.
Really good at it.
And I was like, this was my thing to Julian. I was like, I'm more than happy to do the podcast as long as I don't have to take on all of the pre and post production sort of things by myself. I don't want to have to set up the mics. I don't want to have to do the technical stuff. If you take care of the technical stuff and you upload it, I'm more than happy to help you come up with ideas and sit there and talk about it. But we also never had any plan to have anything sponsored, or like that was the joke, really.
Yeah, no rules.
No rules, and we're not sponsored. Yeah. And it was because we just genuinely wanted to do it and have another outlet to talk and do things that was not in video format. It was more of like a conversational format. And after a little while, you, Julian, were managing everything yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So, yeah, we got to a point where, Debbie like pointed us to getting into sponsors before I had that workload. So once Debbie was getting sponsors in line for us.
Right. Because she works for my company already as it is.
So, yeah, we kind of followed.
She's already in the work fam.
Slave drivers.
Wow.
Dink, dink, dink. No, so... Yeah, we kind of like borrowed Debbie for the podcast, because at the time the podcast wasn't its own entity. Now it's kind of forming into that. But yeah, so basically Debbie had the sponsors, and what I had to do was I had to email sponsors timestamps when we go into the sponsorships in the podcast, so they know. I had to link them stuff. I had to go email the sponsors that would come in, because Debbie wasn't full time with this at the time. Like, you were just kind of helping us get started. So it was between me and you kind of just doing everything, whether it's communicating with sponsors, getting new sponsors, with the sponsors we have, purchase orders, paperwork, stuff like that, business things that you just kind of have to spend time doing. And then it got to the point where I couldn't really handle all that, because we were growing, thankfully, and it was awesome, but I didn't really have the time or resources necessary to do all that. So we kind of made you like a podcast, like focused podcast, for the time. And I feel like that's kind of turned into the base of the well-oiled machine that we have right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so like the moment something doesn't go through Debbie, that's when there are problems. So everything basically goes through you at this point, which keeps everything running really nicely. Mm-hmm. So we found a happy medium, but it wasn't easy, because we went through a weird trial and error where I was taking on the workload. We tried to get other help and it didn't work. And
But I think the thing is, any entrepreneurial adventure has that, or venture, I should say, they have, most of them are adventures as well. Have that sort of growing pain kind of thing, and you just have to work through it. Yeah. The other thing is, so there's only so much of this that can be outsourced, because this is in your house, so you can't do the pre-production. Somebody else can't do. The production of it is in your house. You can't do that. But we did find somebody who could take the post-production part of it off of your shoulders.
Yeah.
This was the only thing that I have personally ever outsourced.
Like
ever.
editing-wise.
I was nervous, honestly, because, I do all of my own videos. Like, maybe we'll sit there and do it together sometimes, but like, I've never had someone else edit something for me, really, ever.
You've never had an editor.
Yeah, or like someone that does work for you. So I was like, that's great that you don't have to sit there and do it, Julian. But I was a little nervous. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is going to look like.
Yeah. So, I mean, as the podcast got higher quality, like when we got this camera, we started using real XLR mics, and we, the file of the podcast was like 8 gigs. My little laptop would take 4 hours to render, export, put all the graphics in, and get it up on YouTube. 4 hours. That's 4 hours a week I was spending on the post-production. Yeah. And so we finally was like, all together, we decided, let's try to outsource. Let's go to a company that is a professional at this. They can bust this thing out in 10 minutes because they have the resources, the power for it.
But that's also because we had a small budget where we could say
100%. That's it was only possible because of the sponsors that were brought in by Debbie and maintained by Debbie. Like these relationships with sponsors are not easy also. Like that's something you have to put time into, which Debbie has. So yeah, we went to a company who now every single time we leave this room, I take the SD card and literally just Dropbox the raw file and I'm done, which has given me the best peace of mind I could have had. And, with some learning curves, we've kind of gotten to a good place to where they know our style. They know to ask questions when things are different and things like that. So all the graphics you see, the green screen, the color grading, the mixing of the audio, which sounds better than when we used to have it.
Sounds a lot better than when we used to do it.
That's the help now. We have help doing that.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, I agree completely because there are a lot of YouTubers who just toss things off to the editor, whether it's a vlog or whatever. And I've never ever thought I could ever do that. So even though this isn't like they weren't cutting together the podcast because it's one take, it's still nerve wracking because it's our baby.
Right. So I would say that the process now at this point within our podcast is Julie and I come up with ideas. My mom has already sort of scheduled in sponsorships against the numbers of listens and views or whatever. And we lose sponsors or get sponsors or whatever it is. Some people love us and are happy to be here, and other people want other things that your relationship changes and grows with people that want to sponsor you, which is totally fine and wonderful. And we appreciate anybody that's even willing to take a chance on us. And then Julian and my mom are in talks with each other about what the sponsorship is that week. And then Julie and I come in here and we shoot it and then send it off.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's it. But for anyone that's looking to start something, it really is sort of that easy because we didn't have equipment. We started with 2 USB mics.
GarageBand.
Yeah.
Comes free on the Mac.
Yeah, GarageBand.
We recorded our first 20 podcasts on GarageBand.
Right. And we were doing it with a video camera that could not record
I think
over.
It was a Vixia.
Right.
It was one that had the pop out this way.
Right.
Like the little baby.
But before we got that, we were doing it on like a DSLR.
But we had to cut it into segments because it can't record.
Yes, we had to cut it into segments because it couldn't record. And then when we switched to the little camcorder, both of us wouldn't be in focus.
Only one of us would be in focus. So whoever got lucky that week was in focus. You guys remember that. The OG podcast fan remembers that because that was in this house that happened. Yeah.
But like, it really is that easy though, if you want to start something to just be able to do it. You don't need to, because there are, and I want you to maybe talk about it a little bit because I don't even really fully understand it. There are podcasts like networks and things like that you can sign with where they take care of all of this for you and you, right?
Give them a fee. Yeah.
And those things exist. But like, if you're just a kid in your basement and you want to make a podcast, like, be realistic about how to grow that following.
Yes.
It's the same as anything else. Yeah. The hardest part is gaining an audience and getting people to give a shit about what you have to say. The same thing with YouTube, same thing with anything. But it really is as easy. Like, when I started YouTube, just opening up a laptop and, there we go. Absolutely. There she go. Upload it. But it has been a similar experience for us with the podcast. And the only reason that we allowed having sponsors in it, because our other content is never or hardly ever sponsored, is because the format itself of a podcast already lends itself to being sponsored. And it's a space that already has it. Like, it's not invasive for someone listening to a podcast to hear a sponsorship.
Exactly.
Because it's a format that was created before.
And we've addressed that point a
sure.
lot of time on the podcast.
But yeah, we that's how we grew our podcast and started, and that's where we are at now. But can you tell us about podcast networks?
I don't know that much, but what I do know that there are a number of places out there, and they vary, sort of in anything what you want. So let's just say you want to make it in your house, then you want to do something like post-production and you can send it off to somebody. So there's that kind. But there are places where you can go and you'll sit in their studio and make your podcast and they will basically do the whole thing for you.
I've been on podcasts like that.
Me
So
too.
has she.
And Shane's at the time was like that. Like, I would go and you're in a beautiful.
Well, it's even more like that now. They have a brand new set. It's amazing. Yeah.
But it's really, really cool to be in somebody's.
There's a guy there mixing it live. He's ready. He's helping.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, that sounds nice. But we are also kind of fortunate enough to have everything at home, which we don't have to leave, which is ideal for us.
Well, I was on Rhett and Link's podcast a long time ago, and it was just in, I think, where they work out of, like their building, and there was no person doing anything. So I imagine maybe they are doing...
They must have it down.
Right. Yeah. Similarly independent. I don't know that. I don't know what their situation is. Yeah. But Grace also, too, when I did her podcast, she had Jack Ferry there, producer, and a machine, and it wasn't very... It's nice to, when you go on someone else's podcast, to see, like, their setup. Yeah. And you're like... Oh, this is way different than Like Hank Green just had that little sound thing, and then you just hold your little mic. Yeah. That was it. Yeah. Seemed very streamlined compared to all of this.
But I mean, I think the thing I just want to say is what these two guys, it doesn't look like hard work maybe to you, but this idea of producing content on a regular basis, almost 7 years, every single week. Jenna never misses a week of creating content. And the same thing with the podcast. They haven't missed a week. Well, that did that one, just one recently, but before that,
you made taking a vacation from the podcast.
Yeah.
But the majority of
before
weeks
that, you made almost 100 podcasts in a row, without taking a break. So it's more so that's the thing I just want to say. Cause I come from marketing. So people always say, well, how does that, how come I can't get, well, did you do 100 of them in a row? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you did, eventually you'll find some audience for yourself. So
we appreciate that. I mean, it is something that it's a learning experience, and you get into it for one reason, which I still believe truly that we have that reason behind why we come in here every week. We want to talk. We want to have a platform where we can sit here, have conversations with you guys, with each other, and it doesn't make it easy. Some weeks you're really tired and you don't want to get on camera, but we do it. And it's something that we care about. That's why we do it. We're not trying to get credit or anything. We're just explaining ourselves. But I do think it's very cool. When I first met you and I started learning how you two work together, I loved that. I love that you brought her into your company and gave her a role, and she was actually providing something for you. It wasn't just like a charity thing. Like, she was bringing something huge to the table. And for us to now have that on the podcast team is even better.
Yeah. Well, I knew that after I hired her originally. I don't know when I hired you, like 2013 maybe? Something like that?
Something like that.
12?
12, probably. 12.
12?
Yeah.
And I was hearing from the people that I was working with at the time, because this was before Rome and that kind of thing. They were like, your mom's kind of like really on it. Like, your mom's actually like the best person right now.
Oh, good.
And I was like, well, damn, okay. Like, and you've been invaluable ever since, at least to how I do things. And my mom was the one that when we had the job offering for a Rome, and you sifted through like all of those, like thousands or hundreds?
Well, hundreds. Some of them you could just eliminate. It could have been 300-400.
Right.
Some of them you could eliminate instantaneously.
Right. But you still sifted through. We posted a job offering on Monster but at the time it was for like almost an executive assistant, right? Something like that. Not a personal assistant.
Not a personal assistant.
But what was it at the time?
Should I go take care of that?
I don't remember, but what was weird was, so I had to try to interview people for a job, and Jenna's like, I don't need someone to get my dry cleaning. I'm going to do that myself. Right. And I don't even know what I need, but I need somebody to help me.
I just need help.
So I have to interview people. I have to say, well, what's the job going to be? Well, I don't really know.
Right.
But so everyone that made the final interviews was really very wonderful.
No, I know.
And they were all the ambiguity didn't seem to faze them.
Right.
They were like, it's okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We are very, very lucky with Rome.
Yeah. So my mom found Rome, and she was like, look, this is because you interviewed all of them by phone. I interviewed like 5 of them by phone, and then met 3 of them in person and interviewed them in person. And when we were looking at everybody's like resumes and stuff, you're like, look, this is Rome. Like, she literally had her Tumblr page on there. You're like, here's your Tumblr page. Like, just look at her aesthetic. And I'm like, yes, Rome queen.
Right.
And then she was so outrageously overqualified.
Yeah.
And by the time when I sat down with her in person, it was like, whatever you're saying, it was 100 times worse for me. Because I was like, so I guess I'm your potential boss. I don't know. But I'm never I don't think I'm ever going to tell you what to do. So like, whatever you think. And she was just so nice. And she was like, yeah, totally. It's cool.
Yeah, totally.
And then
Arvo. Kangaroo.
It took us a while.
Vegemite.
Arvo. And then it took us a while to get back to her. And she was like, I thought I missed out on the job because I hadn't heard from you in like 2 weeks. I'm like, no, it really just took us that long to like get back to you.
I made her do the interview last. So there were three and she was last because I thought, well, I'm going to put the ace, at the end.
But
no offense to the
I just remember being to her face. I was like, you're too qualified though. Like, are you good? Do you want to do this? Like, it seems kind of like below you. And she was like, yes, really, totally. And I'm like, Arvo. She's like, kangaroos.
Vegemite. I'm from Sydney.
Well, and I hope you have Rome on the podcast one day. And I know people have asked about it, but
yeah, we should.
I think for Rome,
we need a translator.
I think she.
We need a translator.
Such a troll.
She's such a troll.
She has had an opportunity to learn a lot of things. So she may be overqualified in some ways, but in another way, she's had a lot of exposure to a lot of things and in other kinds of jobs that she.
Well, she definitely got a crash course, like sort of PhD in the internet at this point.
Yeah, because she comes from music.
Yeah,
and her family is in production, so she's
got like a new
television
school and an old school education.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She fucking rocks.
Yeah.
She really rocks.
Well, what do you think? You can't say the F word?
I'm old. I don't say it like that.
How do you say it? Like what?
Effing. I say effing.
Oh. What?
Cringe. I'm triggered. Just hold the headphone up.
Hold on to your ouchies.
Hold on.
All right, we're gonna wait here for Jenna to put her headphone back.
Shut up!
Isn't it frustrating when your headphone comes out like that? I get so frustrated when that happens, and I don't know how to deal with it other than going on the Headspace app. So sometimes I just go into the Headspace app wherever I am. I could be at work, I could be out at coffee, I could be somewhere out in the world. As long as I have my smartphone with me, or my iPad, my computer, I plug it in, go to the Headspace app, and do 10 minutes of guided meditation. Guys, it really takes you out of whatever frustrating emotion you're in. Frustration, anger, stress, anxiety. Everyone has it. You've probably had it this week, and I am sorry that you've had it, and I'm even more sorry that you didn't use Headspace
Especially
to get
if you
through
have
it.
finals or something.
Please, it's May,
man,
guys.
finals.
Oh my God, between finals, get some Headspace. Right now, you can do guided meditation, which is what Headspace provides. It's not just you sitting there quietly. They tell you how to meditate. They give you a very great crash course that anyone can really understand. And all you need is your headphones to get started. And you guys, meditation, as much as people may not be familiar with it, there's a lot of scientific research and thousands of years of cultural meditation going on that all proves that meditation really does lead to a stress-free or a less stressed lifestyle, which is important because sometimes you just don't really think about that. You guys can do 10 days free of guided meditation with Headspace right now by doing the Take 10 program. You go to headspace.com/Jenna Julien to get started on that, and you download the free app, do the Take 10 challenge, and get on your way towards a healthier, less stressed lifestyle with Headspace. Thank you, Headspace. And please go check them out. It makes the podcast free for you guys.
Yeah.
And it's really good stuff. I actually really enjoy it.
But yeah. So, I mean, how meta is that we just spent a podcast talking about podcasting, and this is our sponsor. Thank you, Headspace. Thank you to everyone that listens to us and supports us.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. And
So
like
wonderful.
one of my favorite things is people who are excited about our sponsors and reach out on Twitter like, just got my MeUndies, just got this new Headspace. I love that because you guys are excited to support, and it's not like you're doing it for us. You genuinely like these sponsors, which is we get good sponsors because of Debbie. Yeah, like we're not we're not advertising some shitty companies here. Like these are solid companies that we really think you guys will like.
Awesome people.
And the reason we can find them and have them on our schedule is because of the Debbie machine. Yeah. So hopefully we gave you some sort of idea of what goes on,
and
because
if you
I feel
have
like
questions, we're more than happy to
we can
answer.
address. Yeah, absolutely.
I would say my number one piece of advice in terms of anything, that if you want to start a podcast or if you want to start anything on the internet, is never do something because you want to make money. Never, ever, ever chase money. Only ever chase the things that you want to do. And if ever you end up making money at it, or, by the time we paid off a lot of the equipment, because we were investing back in so that we could have a camera and we could have, things within all the lights that it takes to light this room and record for an hour and stuff like that. We put money back into the podcast to make it what it should be.
Yes.
But by the time maybe you're making money, that's just like outrageously a benefit. You know what I mean? Because you can never expect to make money in anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Should only ever just do what you want.
Yeah.
Because why else would you do something?
Yeah.
Solid. That is
solid. That's some advice. That's like wisdom right there, guys.
And that, these are people that live that, it's easy to say it, but, look, how am I going to eat? Well, I get that part, but you got to figure out how you're going to eat.
I really fucking need it. I think some people that we work with, though, don't really take me seriously sometimes when I'm like, no, I'm pretty independent and I can't be bought and sold. And they're like, totally, man, got it. That's awesome.
What about
and
this
then
offer?
When push comes to shove, I'm like, I'm over here. I'm like, no, I was serious.
Right. That is absolutely true. And people say to me, because I deal with lots of kinds of people, and I love when people say to me, look, you should just convince Jenna to do this. And
no.
I say, look, I haven't told her what to do since she was 2 years old. So you might as well just get over that.
Girl, you and me both. I get those people too telling me you should just tell Jenna this and that. You should just tell Jenna, she should be in my movie. It'll be great. I mean, come on. First of all, that's professional, going to her boyfriend, but her mom, and no.
I know.
But back to the point. Do things because you love it, and the money will come.
Yeah.
Or if it doesn't, then just keep doing it.
No, then just go off the rails and rob some banks and stuff.
Hey.
What? You can rob banks?
Yeah, Julie,
right?
woo!
Okay, so we got a game prepared that I thought of earlier that I think would be really fun. Are we ready to?
I'm ready for fun.
Ready for fun?
I'm so nervous.
Be nervous.
No, you should be. You should be nervous. So this game I came up with. We're gonna play it with the Debbie machine. Okay. The game is called Social Media Apps or Dog Names. So basically, I have a list here compiled of both social media app names and things we call our dogs. Not their names, but like nicknames we call them. So we're going to read one at a time, and Debbie Machine is going to have to guess whether it's a social media app or something we call the dogs. Are you ready?
I burped.
Good burp.
Pardon.
So that means you're ready, right? Because you're like you can't even keep all the readiness in. It's like burping
had
out.
It.
That's had it.
Had it. Oh well. That's a two-way street, sister.
I'm the upside down face emoji right now.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
First one is Babu.
Oh, that's an app.
Nope. we call marbles Babu. Because if you boil it down, it's like Mabus, Babu. Sounds kind of like marbles. Also, we're children.
Okay.
Next one.
All of these are like
for one.
They're not even nicknames. It's not like we call Kermit Kermie.
No, they're like cooling
like
names.
Bizarre,
weird things we say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're weird. Next one is
Really?
Badu.
Oh, that's an app.
Okay, that's an app.
Tricked you.
Oh, good job.
Very good, Debbie. Very good.
Okay.
Hold on. I got to get something ready for this. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it turned up. Musically.
Yeah, you guys were just using that.
Oh, I thought I'd put that past you. But you're good. You should be on Musically. Are you on Music? Are you verified on Musically yet?
No.
Okay.
I
Kick.
probably like it though. Kick? K-I-K?
Yeah.
It's an app.
Okay. I know. I can't get a lot of these past you because you know what your apps are. All right, ready? Beep.
I'm going to say that's a dog name.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
It is.
That's good. Well done.
Which dog?
I never heard that before, but that just looks
who do we
like
call Beep?
Hey, Beep. I would say Peachy.
No.
Nope.
Marble.
Oh.
Low beep.
Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep.
Oh, so cute.
He's the beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Have a good time. All right, ready? Beam.
Beam, B-E-A-M?
No, B-E-M-E.
Oh, B-E-M-E. I don't know. It's that used as an app.
It is an app.
That's right.
What the hell?
Okay. Yes, that is an app. Correct. Fiber.
Ooh.
Liver.
It has to be an app. Fiber?
Viber.
Oh, Viber. Oh, that has to be. Oh, that's a nickname.
Nope, that's an app.
Oh.
It's an app. Woo!
Viber is an app.
Am I getting that, whether I did it right or wrong?
Yeah.
Whenever Jenna wants to play it, that's when it plays. Okay.
Jenna Julien Podcast, y'all. High five over the guest. Yeah.
See, there's so few ways I can get her that if she actually is upset, it's like a victory score because she has 95 ways to get me.
I feel you, girl.
I got 95 ways to get my mom. Oh, bars. Jenna bars. All right.
Jenna's got mad bars.
Sorry.
All right. Lady.
Oh, come on. That's peachy.
Yeah, that's good.
Fuck it.
Oh my god.
It came out.
We're not waiting for you this time.
I can't hear.
Corbat.
Oh,
I can
Korbat.
hear.
That's Sermon.
She knows.
Corbat.
She
Give me my
knows us
phone.
too well.
You're not
Give me my phone or else I'm going to install it in your phone.
Oh god. All right. Kloos.
Oh, Kloos.
Kloose. Kloos.
That sounds like an app, but it's a very cool dog name. Either way.
That's Kermit's name.
Corbat Kalus. Sorbet follows. That's how it digresses. Kermit.
We speak like a known
Corbat
language.
follows. Clues.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know how. This is how I operated, and then I met you, and you operated like it too. So
Yeah.
we just operate like
That's
that.
what happens.
We have our own language. All right.
Yeah.
Glide.
I like how you said it in that voice, just so that it's whatever she thinks, it's now fucked.
It's an app.
It's fucked. Yeah, it's an app.
Or
Okay.
is it? Glide.
Glide. Oh, we'll change it into a dog name. All right. Yik yak.
Oh, Yik Yak is a app.
All right. You ready?
Bam, 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 bam.
Is that your acoustic version?
Yeah. I thought I'd mix it up.
Are you ready? Bipago.
Bipago. Now that's a dog name.
Damn it. She's on to us.
That's the funniest one, though.
Bipago.
You know that travel app or whatever, Trivago?
Yeah.
Because it sounds
Bipago.
like Trivago.
Trivago. Bipago is Trivago for dogs.
But he's beep and then beep. About a beep ago, we would say.
About a Bipago.
And then we go beepago, beepago.
God, we are so weird. When I hear this shit like out of context, I'm fucking annoyed with myself.
If you're in the kitchen with the two of them, and there's a whole language going on,
Yeah,
no one
no,
knows.
yeah,
You
yeah.
you orbit. I'm just orbiting. Oh my god.
Like, this is what I have to live with.
I know.
All right.
And this is the mature version, so that's all I got for you.
Grinder.
Sorry, was this better?
Grinder is an app,
What is the app?
which where you make sausages.
Oh my god.
She's not trolling either. So you're not wrong, in a sense.
Mom, no, don't kill it yet.
Grinder.
Mom, please enlighten us. How does an app let you make sausages?
Well, you point it at the meat.
No, be serious.
I am. You point it at the meat.
Like with your camera on your
with
phone.
your camera on your
Okay.
phone, and it turns into sausages.
No, come on. What do you think Grindr is?
I'm assuming it's some sort of dating app.
Yes.
Oh, you're assuming that?
It is a dating app.
This is a lie.
Give us more info. Why is it? What a type of dating?
Oh, it must be like sexual.
That is sexual.
It's for gay men.
Oh, okay, fine.
That was a good. I'm glad I added that to the list.
You make sausages. You're a troll.
Make sausages. All right. Bar Pell.
Oh, Barpel. That's a dog name.
Bar Pell.
No, that's why I said Marpel,
Are you
Barpel.
sure it's not a bar app?
No. It's a
Damn it. Can't even trick her anymore. It's Barpel. That's Marble. Barpel. All right, ready? You got another one.
This is our best podcast ever.
We only got 3 more. This is a lit podcast. We only have 3 more. Okay?
There's only 3 more people listening, so.
That is true. Ogle.
Ogle. That sounds like an app.
Damn it. She's cracked the code. Ogle is an app. Athena.
I think that's what you call Peachy.
Oh,
That's her middle name.
it's her middle name. All right, final one. Zoosk.
Oh, I know. Zoosk?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an app.
Okay, she just beat the whole game, so Jenna's doing that to her mouth now.
Hey, is there any way you can play an instrument that's your... That's fun.
I need some headspace right now.
Oh.
I might just do some headspace.
Well, you know how annoying...
Jenna, for the love of God.
Jenna, do you know how annoying that sounds to the person that's on the radio, that's listening to it on the radio? It's like,
I'm
awful.
so sorry, but they didn't tune into this podcast to not be annoying.
That should be our tagline. The Jenna Julien Podcast, the one you didn't tune into to not be annoying.
Oh my god.
I like how she calls other people trolls, right?
Right? Like,
Yeah.
she epitomizes troll. All right, so we have prepared a lightning
You said
round.
Grindr was an app to make sausage. And then when I called your fucking bluff, you're like, yeah, you put your phone at it and it makes sausage. You're a troll.
The troll runs deep in your blood and in this room. So we're not going to call each other
I'm
trolls.
honored to be sitting in the seat where Marlon sat.
Bill, that was the king
The
troll.
hacker?
Because Marlon the hacker, because I mean, come on, has that guy got some serious game or what?
The troll,
the legendary hacker.
But the straight face,
Yeah,
like
no, he's got a poker troll face for sure.
nothing.
God, he's such a little brother.
It's his 21st birthday today, right?
Well, today, Monday for you guys, it'll have been Saturday because it's Saturday now. But yes, he just turned 21.
Happy birthday, Marlon
Happy
the hacker.
birthday, Marlon.
All you ladies out there.
He can buy you a drink now.
No, all you ladies out there, when you see him, you buy the hacker a drink.
Yes. You go up to him and say, hack me, daddy, and then buy him a drink.
But then you say, hack me, daddy, I'll buy you a drink. But then you buy me 10 drinks in a row.
Sure.
And then you hack each other.
This is going to fucking happen. Like, he's going to be at a bar and someone's going to come up to him, like, just had a couple drinks, and they're going to be like, I'm going to have to go tell him to hack me, daddy. Okay. I love having a conversation with someone when they do that in the middle of the conversation. That's, like, my favorite part of a conversation.
Yeah, it's so respectful.
It's very,
It really
respectful.
makes you feel like...
It makes me feel like I'm being heard. I'm just kidding.
Heard.
All right, so we created a lightning round. By we, I mean I created a lightning round.
Okay, a lightning round. Yes. Focus.
Okay. So basically, Jenna, do you want to like alternate questions? You're going to ask him fast.
I will, but...
Or you want me to ask the questions and you pressure her to answer?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So I'm going to ask the questions and Jenna's going to be the pressurer.
I need headspace bad.
Yeah, you do. We'll set you up after the podcast. All right. So I have, I don't know, maybe 30 questions here that I compiled that I'm going to just fire off and Debbie has to answer them fast. And if she's not answering them fast, we have a pressurer here. Her name is Jenna.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a dog crying outside the door.
That's definitely Kermit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Kermit. He was crying earlier. Okay. Are we ready for the lightning round?
I'm nervous, yeah.
Okay. Here we go. What are you going to do on Mother's Day? Jenny, you got to pressure her.
Hang around. I don't know.
What is your favorite day of the week?
Tuesday.
If you were to open a restaurant, what type of food would you serve and what would it be called?
The Nickel Bite restaurant.
And what kind of food?
You could just get a little bite of anything that you wanted.
For a nickel?
For a nickel.
What is your favorite?
That's my...
We can't monetize this podcast if you play that. Please turn it off.
But I downloaded this app with noises for buttons.
It's really loud.
That's really loud.
These people
If you were looking for people to appreciate that app, here is not that place.
You guys are crazy, okay? I know what I'm doing. Here.
I thought you were the pressure.
I'm a professional.
We are mid-lightning round.
I'm a professional. A professional nudge. Ka-ching. I love that one. Woohoo! We could do that all on our own.
Why can't I? Come on, this one's great.
Okay, we'll keep that one. There's no
Okay.
music.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't know
Okay.
it was going to be like that.
What is your favorite time to be on Twitter?
Oh, anytime.
Why is visiting Jenna and Julien fun? Why is it not fun?
It's fun because it's like a lunatic bit, place where
And why is it not fun?
it's not fun because they keep very crazy hours.
What's your favorite meal?
Oh, I like pasta.
Where do you want to travel the most?
Oh gosh, China.
What airline do you prefer to fly?
Ones that don't crash.
Adidas or Nike?
Adidas.
Yes, good answer. What do you order at Starbucks?
I just drink decaf.
What do you order at Starbucks? Like, what do you say? Hi, welcome to Starbucks. What would you like to drink?
I'll have a large decaf coffee, please.
Hot or cold?
Oh, hot.
Sweetener, cream?
I put my own milk in there.
You bring your own milk to Starbucks?
Boy!
I said I put my own milk.
So you take it home and put it in.
No, I mean I put.
Favorite TV channel to just leave on the TV?
Oh, Turner Classic Movies.
Favorite book you've read in the last 5 years?
I don't know.
Do you wear socks with sandals?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, because I live in the Northeast. It's freezing.
Who do you think Jacob Sartorius is?
I have no idea.
Who do you think he is?
I have no idea.
Guess. Lightning. We need a lightning sound.
Jacob Sartorius
Yeah, who is he?
is a YouTuber.
Why should you be verified on Twitter? Twitter is listening. Why should you be verified?
Because I'm freaking lit.
Who cried more, Jenna or her brother?
Don't fuck it up.
Who cried more, Jenna or her brother? Pressure her.
I'd have to say Jenna.
What about Snapchat, if it changed, would make you Snapchat? What would have to change on the app to make you be on the app active and snapping your
I'm just
epic
not that
life?
big at taking pictures and all that.
So if there were no more pictures on Snapchat.
I don't like taking pictures of myself.
Do you like long walks on the beach?
Oh yeah, I love the beach.
What has been your favorite birthday?
The one when we went to Vegas.
What YouTube channels do you watch?
Yeah, that was your 60th birthday.
What
Yeah.
YouTube channels do you watch?
I've heard about this Jenna Marbles girl.
Okay, what other ones do you watch?
Mr. Higa
One more. Who else do you watch?
and Dietrich.
Incorrect. It's me. If Peach could talk, what would her voice be like?
Right, that's true. I do watch Julien religiously. What?
If Peach could talk, what would her voice be like?
Like that?
No, I want to hear you do it.
And she'd be like, "Dad,
Yep, that's right.
get over here."
What's your web browser's homepage? What's your web browser's homepage?
It's like a mistake.
It's a mistake. What does that mean?
Well, because when it comes up, I use Firefox, and when it comes up, it's got some kind of like bad URL that I put in there.
So it's a bad URL. That's
So
your
it always
homepage.
comes up with the same like.
What's your
landing
perfect day's weather?
page. Like 72 and
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
72 Celsius.
What is your dream car?
Oh, I know this. A 65 Porsche, black.
She knows.
A 911, please.
What's your favorite emoji?
I kind of like that. There's a poodle.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I like that poodle.
All right. Congrats. You have accomplished the lightning round. Do we have
Where's
an
my
applause meter on there?
Where's my prize?
Your prize is, that's not an applause. That's like the opposite of applause. That is the opposite of applause.
That's things blowing up.
Thank you for doing the lightning round with us. I had fun with that one. And you were good. You were answering them even though I was asking them fast.
I know, because I'm swift.
You are swift. Error
Taylor.
404. Jenna is not found.
I was flatlining.
Okay.
0 to dark. Thanks,
Yeah.
Jenna.
Wow. That was.
0 to dark.
Who do you think Jacob Sartorius really is? I know you said YouTuber, but
I honestly have no idea.
Come on, I know you know who he is.
I got an idea.
Can you just
Let's
tell us who he
watch
is?
Jacob Sartorius musically. My mom reacts.
Okay, so we're just gonna watch her reaction. Can I react to her reacting?
Yes.
Okay. Ready?
Hold please for 1 second.
Do we have any napkins? I can do the trick, the magic trick that goes with that music.
I don't have napkins on me. I normally carry them, but I don't have any.
Why can't I find his fucking musically?
Or maybe he's on
wait.
musically. All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Mom, you're welcome. His name is Jacob Sartorius.
You're so perfect.
Yeah.
It's gonna play.
With,
I think you're perfect, baby, even with your flaws. You ask what I like about you, ooh, I love it all. When it comes to you, baby, I'm addicted. You're like a drug, no rehab can fix it. I think you're perfect, baby, even with your flaws.
Okay, let's hear. What is your reaction?
Well, first of all, is he over 10?
No. Wait, is he?
yeah.
He's 14?
He's 14.
I think he's 14. Look at the numbers on that musically.
I'm trying to give you like a different.
Yeah.
When you go to sleep at night.
Okay, that's his song. This is actually his song.
And when you walk the halls, girl, you know you wanna flaunt it.
Okay, so first of all,
Kid's
give
a
us
star.
Okay, he's a star. Clearly, he's got. I mean,
No,
he's huge
yeah.
following. What are your reactions to him on the app? That app. What do you think about that?
Well, I think there's something obviously just what you guys were saying before. Do what you love, right?
yeah.
So there's something clearly very compelling about him that he's loving that, doing that.
Oh yeah, for
That he's
sure.
just enjoying himself so much.
Yeah. Well. I mean,
I'm not sure.
That's so sweet of you to say
that's
that.
actually a really nice thing to say. And also, you know, it is true. So say what you will about musically and people who are on musically, but they are having fun doing it. They're making these
It's
things.
really fun.
It is fun.
Mom, do you want to see what I did to Jacob Sartorius' music video? I'm watching a compilation on YouTube of his musicals and dancing to his songs.
Look at your daughter though. Is she good at it?
Cool. That is cool.
It's
So,
half trolling,
musically-
but Mom, you're 100% right.
No, you're absolutely.
It's how
I like how you just said
Yeah.
that. That made me happy. And honestly, musically, we were like, we didn't really get it, and then we tried it, and it's fun. Like we had a lot of fun on musically,
Yeah.
and we're both verified. So
Snap.
On our way to Jacob Sark.
I just love how everybody gets to, sort of democratization of the internet. People get to do what they want. I mean, I know there's trolls and all those bad things, and that's, there's a segment of the population that's going to do that. But the
Yeah.
rest of
They're
it is
always
like
bad.
so cool.
Yeah,
People
I
get
agree.
to do things and
I agree.
innovate and change and have fun. And, I love it.
But do you get why people are a little bit like annoyed that he'll lip sync other people's music and that's
and get paid
Absolutely.
for it. Yeah.
So that part I get. And, look, ever since, the photographers are going through what the music people went through, which
Right.
is, and people are just taking your images, like, the videos.
Oh, that's brutal. I know photography's really fucking hard.
Yeah, it's
Right.
kind of
And
a cold world out there for that.
It used to be, different, just like it was for musicians. They got paid different. Although the beast that ate music, there was a beast eating music before, and that were the recording companies, the record
Right.
companies, right? They ate the
labels.
money, the labels
Yeah.
ate the money from the musicians.
Yeah.
So the artist, quote unquote, traditionally gets screwed anyway.
Yeah, so they're fighting just a different battle. Now.
Yeah, it's just a different thing. But, the people that came up in that business, they made money in photography, and now they're like...
Well, think about it. We went to the LACMA yesterday and saw pictures taken by Robert Mapplethorpe. And this was in the 70s, but like at least at a time when people knew what a photograph by someone looked like and appreciated their art form and their
Right.
medium.
Yeah.
And now it's like you just see a cool picture on the internet, no idea who took it.
No idea. Who
No
took
idea
it.
you don't care to find out.
Screenshot
who
it and post it to your account. What's
Right.
stopping you?
Yeah.
Right, and it's very hard to find out who.
But then, and then it gets to the point of like, from a photographer standpoint, because I wouldn't consider myself a photographer, but I know photographers, and then becomes a question of, do I watermark it, or is that scummy looking?
Right.
But then how do I protect myself?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you have to kind of decide on how you approach what you're doing.
It's still there. It's still appreciated, and
Yeah.
people still earn a living from photography.
But that feeling when it goes viral and no one credits you, like,
right.
what the hell?
It happens with videos.
Yeah.
It happens with everything.
It happens with GIFs.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Really
But the thing about telling a story, that's the universal thing that's been going on for centuries.
Yeah.
And the technology changes. But the ability to tell a story through a picture or through a video or through a song.
Yeah.
And, that's the reinterpretation. He's doing a reinterpretation of it. The poor, the person who made the music, unfortunately, isn't getting the pennies for it or the cents or the money or the dollars or whatever it is. But, the reinterpretation, that's another way that art has changed, because up until a certain point, you could paint a fake Rembrandt and maybe get money for that. But there wasn't any way to do mash up Rembrandt with Picasso and now come up with something new.
Yeah, and just rip it off the internet and have it exactly the same.
And so now that's the thing, the whole mashup idea is, it's changing entertainment in a lot of very good ways. And, the TV world hasn't caught up to it, and they can't do anything about it anyway. But the internet, the way things are, mashups are what, how cool things come about.
Yeah.
So, digital photography and how photography can be altered, it's a very cool thing.
Yeah.
It's just hard to, you can't make a living the way you used to.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to change with what's changing. But no, it's very interesting to hear you talk about it. I feel like I'm enlightened.
Don't be, right.
We should have Jacob Sartorius on the podcast. Do you think he would come on the podcast?
I don't think he would come on.
Why? I thought he liked you, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't think he knows who I am.
Where does he live?
I don't know. He's a kid, man. He's like 14.
Yeah.
Jasmine Thompson was on the podcast. She was young.
She's a singer. And we play her music on Sirius, and I would tweet it out, and she'd be like, yeah.
We'll think about it. We'll work on it, guys. We'll work on it. I really want to thank you for coming on the podcast again. I had a blast with you. You're wonderful.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure.
And I love that you're in town.
Julien,
So fun to be
did you have a blast?
Yeah.
So Julian's mom's coming tomorrow. We're going to hang out with the moms.
Yeah, Mom Day tomorrow, Mother's Day. It'll have been yesterday for you guys, but hopefully you called your mother, kissed your mother, kissed someone else's mother. I don't know.
Mom, what do you want to do tomorrow for Mother's Day?
I wanted just to be with the children. That is so nice.
It'll be a nice, relaxing, fun day.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you go check out Headspace right now. Like right when you're finished watching this, just go to headspace.com/Jenna Julien, download the app and try it for free. Guided meditation. I want you to experience what it's like to be guided in meditating. A very simple and easy to understand format, because it's really awesome. And then let me know your thoughts on Twitter.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we are also, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We are also working on something very cool for you guys to have an outlet. I don't want to say any more, but an outlet to live and breathe podcasts more than just Mondays. So we will keep you posted on that. I'm excited about that. But for now, thank you so much, Debbie Machine, for stopping by the podcast. We will no doubt have you back on at another point.
Right.
We love you very much.
Love you very much.
And the internet fam loves you too.
Yeah.
So
there's cool merch in the merch store, you guys.
There's cool merch in the merch store. Thank you for reminding me. All those Cermet shirts, they're really dope. And they have podcast shirts and everything you want.
There's wallpapers. There's
JennaJulienPodcast.com. Click the merch button. It's all there. We appreciate you guys. Hopefully you had a great weekend. And
wish I could see you and hug you all. I have a lot of Twitter children, you know. I have a lot of siblings.
I know.
Hundreds of thousands of them.
Happy Mother's Day. Love the hundreds of thousands of you babies.
We love you guys. We will see you next week for another podcast. We appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.